feasible for any one of you to recollect what was the last topic we talked about?
Yeah, last topic was these profiles like full
Okay.
HA full, yeah, and some discussion about the files in the folder like docs, all those standalone domain, those files, folders.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, kind of confirm. Okay. So if I remember correctly, as per the uh, our last session. Okay. So if I remember correctly, then we talked about the JBoss application server directory structure. We talked about
Mhm.
what is meant by full profile, what is meant by HA profile, okay, what is meant by full hyphen HA profile, and the HA profile. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. So once since we talked about what is meant by the profiles, okay, what are the different types of profiles we have got, okay, let me move
Mhm.
forward talking about the standalone folder. I remember I haven't talked about the standalone folder, okay. So
Yeah.
first let me talk about the standalone folder, then
So,
we'll slowly
hello,
start.
when did we talk? Hello, this is Digesh here. When did we talk regarding the profiles, HA?
We talked in the last session.
Yeah. Yeah, Digesh, we spoke about profiles.
HA profile, full hyphen HA profile, default profile.
Can I request just to have a very quick recap?
Yeah, that won't be a problem. Okay. Uh,
Thank
Yeah,
so if you all see here, okay, in JBoss application server, whether you operate the JBoss application server either in a standalone mode or in a remote mode, you get four ways in which you can operate the JBoss application server. Okay, called as an default, full, HA, full hyphen HA. Okay, so when I'm starting the JBoss application server, okay, I'm going to here. Okay, so when I'm trying to go here, okay, and if you see the executable files, I've got two executable files. Okay, okay, so if you see here, either I operate the JBoss application server in a standalone mode or a domain mode. I hope everyone remembers what is meant by standalone mode and domain mode. Correct me in case if I'm wrong. I guess.
No, Shiva, you didn't explain what is the difference. You told that we'll come to this later on.
Yeah, but what is meant by standalone mode, what is meant by domain mode, is everyone clear? Internals, we'll talk it. We'll talk in detail. But what is meant by standalone mode and domain mode, is everyone clear? Digesh, Kranti, Ombi, Sajat.
We just know the name standalone mode and domain mode because when we were talking about the JBoss mode, JBoss, I mean, then you mentioned about cloud ready, world class productivity. These are the features, right? So that's when we came to know about the standalone mode and domain mode. So one of the feature we know is standalone mode, and the other feature is the domain mode. Or some the other features is fast, simple
Ah,
configuration, modularity, and the stuff like that. That's what we all know about the domain mode. And if
okay, no problem. No problem.
yeah.
So guys, let me then introduce you to the standalone mode and the domain mode. Okay. So if you see the standalone mode, okay, my WebSphere application server, I have got the start server.sh and start manager.sh. What is this, Shiva? Start server.sh is the one which will allow you to start the server. Okay, in an whenever you want to start your app or the custom profiles, okay, you execute the start server.sh. Okay, whenever you want to start the DMGR, what do you say? Start manager.sh. Those are the two different modes or the options you have got to start any server in the WebSphere application server. Am I correct? Guys, am I correct? Whenever I want to start any server in the WebSphere application server, it can be operated in two modes. First one is start server.sh, which is when to start the server related to the app server profile or the custom profile. When I say start manager.sh, what does it will do? It will start the DMGR. Am I correct or not?
Yeah.
So what are the servers we have got which belongs to any profile? Whenever I want to start the servers, either I can use the start manager.sh or start server.sh. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in a similar way, if you see here, even in the JBoss application server, the Red Hat people are saying that team will allow you to start the JBoss application server either in a domain mode or the standalone mode. Why you need to operate, or what are the advantages of starting a JBoss application server in a standalone mode versus the domain mode? There are hardly any differences. Whatever is a standalone profile, whenever you start the JBoss application server, whatever the features you get in the standalone mode, the same set of features you get it even in the domain mode. Okay, the difference is, okay, it's like I'm buying a base version of the WebSphere application server and network deployment version of the WebSphere application server. Either I buy the base version or either I buy the network deployment, everything is same. But in a domain mode, in a network deployment, the difference is that I can be allowed to create multiple profiles, which will allow me to do the horizontal scaling. Correct or not? In a base or in an express flavor of the WebSphere, we can only have one server or one JVM, only for the vertical scaling. In a similar way, if you start the JBoss application server, either in a domain mode or in the standalone mode, no difference from the features point of view, no difference from the options point of view. But there are few differences. The first difference is that the JBoss application server, when you try to operate it in a standalone mode, it supports the only the vertical scaling. Clear? When you start the
Okay.
JBoss application server in a domain mode, in a standalone mode, okay, it supports only the vertical scaling. Clear? What do you mean by vertical scaling, Shiva? Very simple. Vertical scaling is that I can keep on adding the servers. Clear? What do I mean by vertical scaling? Whatever the servers I have got, all the servers will be present in only one machine. Clear? When I'm trying to operate the JBoss application server in a standalone mode or in a domain mode, Shiva, what are the differences? The difference is that, okay, to operate the JBoss application server in a standalone mode, you need to use the standalone.sh. Whenever you want to operate the JBoss application server in a domain mode, you need to use the domain.sh. Shiva, that is very elementary, understand. Any other differences? The other difference.
Shiva, can we say like that? Like in standalone mode, we can have just one node, while in domain mode, we can have multiple nodes.
You can say that. Definitely you can say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So coming back to our difference. So the difference between the standalone mode and the domain mode is, as I said, the primary and the elementary difference between the standalone mode and the domain mode is standalone mode can be operated by saying standalone.sh. Domain mode can be operated by saying domain.sh. That's a difference. Point number one. Other point, whenever you're trying to operate the JBoss application server in a standalone mode, it supports the vertical scaling. But whenever you're trying to install the JBoss application server and start it in a domain mode, it supports the horizontal scaling. Clear? Whenever I install the JBoss application server in a domain mode, it supports the horizontal scaling. What do you mean by that, Shiva? Okay, I can have my JVMs, I can have my server instances spread across multiple machines. Okay, I can have one server on machine A, another server on machine B, another server on machine C. That's the biggest advantage we have with the domain mode. But in a standalone mode, that flexibility isn't there. Okay, in a standalone mode, it only supports the vertical scaling. In the sense, whatever the servers you are trying to talk, 1 server, 10 server, 100 servers, all of them are only present in one machine. The other difference is that, okay, the standalone mode is only meant for the, by default, I'm trying to talk about. By default, generally, the standalone mode is only used in a development related environments. Okay, JBoss application server, when you're trying to use it in a standalone mode, by default, it is meant for the development related environments. Am I clear?
Yes.
But when you're trying to start the JBoss application server in a domain mode, okay, it's mainly meant for the production related environments. In the sense, prod or the DR. Standalone mode is only meant for the development related environments. Okay, like your dev, QA, sit, like that. Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Any reasons why they are using standalone mode, or why most of the people use the standalone mode for the dev and domain mode for the prod?
See, cost is the only factor in this case. Like,
No, it's
we
not
don't
about
need
cost.
to.
Why the JBoss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't need to create more infrastructure. Like, we can test, but generally in pre-prod we use the same as in prod.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I would say that we cannot say if we are using domain mode in prod, we have to use this domain mode in QA UAT. But as far as developer are concerned, like just for application development, they can use the standalone mode because application will perform the same way. It is only the management which differs in domain mode and standalone mode,
Perfect.
as per my understanding. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. But few more important points to add. Okay. The reason why the people generally prefer the standalone mode for the development related environments and domain mode for the production related environments is because, okay, the development mode in a standalone mode, if you see here, I do have only the vertical scaling. In the sense, all the servers, okay, are present in one machine. Let's imagine that I'm trying to do some patch activity, or there's some problem with the machine. The machine crashes. What will happen? The complete environment will be down. Am I correct or not? But if you
Yeah.
are using a domain mode, I'm giving a horizontal scaling. Some problem on the machine on the server where your one of the JVM is running, no problem. Still you have your servers distributed on the other machines. No problem. Minimal impact. Clear? That's another reason. Whatever you guys told, exactly the same, but other reasons are this one. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So one of the reason might be troubleshooting, right? Whenever you are in a standalone mode, it's easy to troubleshoot as opposed to in a domain mode.
no. Okay. It's not okay. The reason is that, okay, it's not only the troubleshooting, but many other things are there which contributed for this one. Okay, troubleshooting is not that big concern because let's say for the first time you're trying to install the WebSphere application server base. Okay, you have the same level of difficulty when you're trying to install the JBoss application server network deployment for the first time. For the first time, when you're trying to troubleshoot an issue in an ND, the same level of difficulty you'll have even for the base. Okay, there might be you might be have a little bit more tools like BMG or admin console using which you can play around, but that's a minimal. Okay, so troubleshooting point of view, I don't completely agree because either in the standalone mode or the domain mode, okay, it's only the issue which will drive you to tell which particular files you need to refer. But from the issue point of view, everything remains the same. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. The another difference between the development standalone mode and the production mode is that, okay, the standalone mode, okay, if you see here in the standalone mode, I have a folder called as an deployments folder. Any application which you want to deploy it in the JBoss application server, assuming that you have the JBoss application server installed. Am I clear? I'm trying to install the JBoss application server, and if I'm trying to access the JBoss application server in which I installed, okay, in a standalone mode, okay, there's a folder called as an deployments folder. What is so great about this, Shiva? Okay, the biggest thing is that, okay, the biggest thing we have with the deployments folder is that any var, any ER file which you want to deploy it, copy it in the deployments folder. No need to do anything. Simply copy it into the deployments folder. Automatically it will be deployed. Clear? Automatically it will be deployed. I want to go, I'm there in my office, okay, I have my our team sitting in the 6th floor. What do? I get inside my lift and press the floor number. I don't do anything, okay, it will automatically take me to the 6th floor and it will automatically open the gates. The same way here, okay, in a standalone mode, we have something called as an deployments folder. Whenever you want to deploy your applications, okay, the var or the ER file, you copy it into the deployments folder, automatically it will be done. Am I clear? Automatically the deployment will be done. Clear?
So Shiva, is there any like like context root, anything, all those stuff? So how so it doesn't ask anything questions? It will
No.
ask questions or it will just done?
It will not ask you any questions. Whatever the var or ER file you have got, okay, you copy it into the deployments folder, assuming that you are operating the JBoss application server in a standalone mode. You copy it into the deployments folder. That's it. Everything will be taken care. And just for information, Omid, okay, it's only the WebSphere that it will ask for the context path in the WebSphere and WebLogic. In a WebLogic also, or in the WebSphere also, it's only for the ER file. It will var file. I think it's asked for the context root, but for the other, it will not even give you the options.
Okay.
Okay, just only for information. So that kind of a flexibility, okay, we don't have it in the domain mode. Clear, everyone?
Oh, so it is not available in domain mode? So it is a big difference.
Yes, because the deployments folder is only available in a standalone mode. This feature called as an automatic deployment of the application just by copying your var or ER file into the deployments folder. It's only possible in the standalone mode, not in the domain mode. Clear?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
Shiva. Hello?
Yep, yeah, Digesh, I can hear you.
Okay. So you just give us information that okay, it automatically deploys. It's like something which we are doing through GUI to deploy the var or EAR file. It's same as it does on the background.
Yes. See, whatever you're trying to do the deployment using in the WebSphere, using the WS admin console, your WebSphere admin console, IBM console, when you try to go to the applications, click on install new application, In the background, what will happen? In the background, there is a bean that is attached to that. Okay, so it's giving you a GUI display of what the deployment you're trying to do. In a similar way, even here also, okay, whatever the steps that are happening up in the background, in a standalone mode, it is operated for you. Okay, automatically, when you keep the files in the deployments folder, automatically it will be done. This is because of the concept called as a marker files. How it happens? Okay, what is this marker files? Don't ask me right now. I'll talk about it probably on Tuesday or Wednesday.
But like when we install the EAR or var file, we have lots of options to select. Like for example, I have one application for which I am deploying the var file. I can choose like a multiple option. There are also customization which is done within the EAR file to deploy the application.
Okay.
How does that work?
See, as I said, okay, one of the way of doing the deployment automatically is by using the deployments folder. Other than that, you've got a CLI file, CLI mode. Other than that, you got a GUI tool called as an admin console, using which you can get those options. Okay, but whatever the options you're trying to see in the WebSphere, the same set of options might not be there. Okay, but the couple of features are there specific to the JBoss. It will give you. Okay.
Yeah. So Shiva, is there any particular reason that they are not giving this in domain mode?
Okay, it's very simple. Okay, the reason why they're not giving it is that, okay, deployments folder is available in a standalone mode, okay, which is mainly targeted for the development environments where you keep on changing the deployments frequently. Correct or not?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but in a domain mode, it's not like that. It's a production environment. So first thing is that I can't expect regular changes on my system. Point number one, and point number two, the JBoss application server, when you try to install it when you try to operate it in the standalone folder, how many machines you can have? Minimum or maximum is only one. But in a domain mode, you can go for the horizontal scaling. It might be 1, it might be 10, it might be 20, it might be 100. So when you're trying to keep it, assume that they're given you, I'm just giving you an exact case scenario. Assume that if they're given you the deployments folder, it will become very difficult for the JBoss people to administer it. Why? Because you got 10 machines on which you're trying to operate the JBoss application server in a domain mode. So when you're trying to go to the 9th machine where the JBoss application server is running in the domain mode, assuming that they're giving you the deployment folder, if you copy it, how does the machine knows that it has to even deploy the same app on the 8th machine, 6th machine, 5th machine, 2nd machine, 3rd machine, 1st machine, 10th machine? It becomes very difficult for them because it's a horizontal scaling environment. Standalone is not like that. Only one machine. Clear?
Yeah.
Anyone? Any questions still here?
Yeah, I have one. So by mistake, like if I in the standalone mode, I deploy one application through GUI with some customization.
Okay.
And by mistake, if I put WAR file in deployment or somebody has put, it means it will overwrite whatever it was installed before.
Digesh, are you in Hindu?
I am here.
You're in Hindu?
Yeah.
Do you go to temple?
Yeah.
Do you offer any money to God?
No.
You don't offer?
He's a Gujarati. He's a Gujarati.
Okay, sir, you could have told me pehle na. Sir, Gujarati sir, so I can't comment anything, Digesh. But let's say I'm going to a temple. Accidentally, the priest will come. He will do all that regular ceremony, whatever he's trying to. He gives me a teeth. He gives me a prasad. Okay. After that, he'll keep that one on my head. Okay. So what I do, I take out some note and keep it on the plate. Accidentally, I thought of giving 10 rupees, but when I put it on the plate, I realized that it's a 100 rupee note. That priest has already taken it. Can I ask the priest that, hey, come back? I thought of giving you only 10 rupees. You 100 rupees came and give it back to me. Nothing. Same over here also. Whoever is trying to copy to the deployments folder, he should have taken care of that.
Okay, got you. And my question was that, like, you just answer me. That's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
You need to go
Sorry.
into the
Again,
Gujarat.
no rollback option in after deploying.
You roll back instance if you take in the backup, yep, the possibility is there, but it's not possible. Okay, you get
No, no, I was just curious to know. That's why.
no problem. Digesh,
That,
I'm
that
there
was
here to answer
good.
your question. Kranti, you are married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Do you have a girlfriend? I'm so before marriage.
no,
Sorry.
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Then sorry, I can't give a good example. Yep. Anyways,
Kranti, this session is being recorded, so don't tell anything.
That's okay.
okay, okay, yep. So it's not possible, Kranti. Answering question, it's not possible. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, the other difference between the standalone mode and the domain mode is that, okay, in a domain mode or in the standalone mode, I got four profiles: default profile, full profile, and full hyphen HA profile. There's something like an app server profile, custom profile, DMGR profile, management profile, job manager, administrative agent. If you ask me, Shiva, why do I need an app server profile? Shiva, why do I need a DMGR profile? Every profile has got some features inside it. Depending upon your requirement, you choose one profile, two profile, or three profiles, or combination of them. Okay, that depends upon your requirement. In a similar way, JBoss application server says that you operate me either in a standalone mode or a domain mode, depending upon which is the profile you are asking me to pick up. Okay, according to that, my properties, my capabilities, my ability will be getting uh, changed. For example, let's say that I'm trying to operate the JBoss application server in a default mode. Whenever you're trying to operate the JBoss application server in a default mode, whatever the core capabilities are there, clear, whatever the core capabilities are there for a JBoss application server, all those core capabilities are available in a default mode. That means my JVM basic responsibility is to do the deployment. That is a core capability that is there with the default profile. My JVM basic capability is to have the session data whenever the application is being deployed. That capability is there. So like that, whatever the core capabilities are needed for a JVM, all of those core capabilities are available in a default profile. Clear? But if you see the full profile in the full profile, okay, it has got the capabilities of a default profile as well as the messaging capabilities. Clear? Your JMS, your topics, your queues, your Jacobs, okay, whatever the things that are there related to the messaging cap system, all of them are there with the full profile. Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. What is meant by HA profile, Shiva? HA is nothing but it's a default profile plus the clustering capability. Clear? So this capability, if you want to have, let's say that you got a requirement where your application needs to support the high availability. That capability, if you want to use it, go with a HA profile, which has the core capabilities of a JVM. Along with that, it also got the clustering capability. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, what is meant by full hyphen HA then? If you have a requirement where you need to support the messaging along with the clustering capability, then you use the full hyphen HA profile, which will allow you to support the JBoss application server, not only the default mode, but also with the clustering and the messaging capability. Clear?
Yeah.
Anyone, any questions still here?
Yeah, Shiva, you mentioned this DMGR profile, job manager, and this node agent profiles. So if we compare in terms of that
Don't compare.
terminology,
Don't compare.
okay,
Okay, don't compare.
Uh,
The reason I said those about those profile is that you'll have an interpretation of what exactly is meant by profile in a WebSphere versus the
mhm.
JBoss, so that it will be easy
Okay,
for you to understand what is meant by profile.
yeah,
Clear?
okay, yeah. So no relation, totally different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone? Any questions?
Yeah, Shiva, what is this messaging? Messaging in the sense sending alerts like that?
Yeah. Let's say that I got an billing application. I came to US for the first time, and after I stayed for 15 days or around the same time, I'll get my SSN number. Correct or not? So the moment I get my SSN number, I try to go and talk to the mobile vendors and ask for a mobile connection. What do? They take all my information about what is my name, what is my residential address, what is my alternate number, what is my SSN number, what is my email ID, what is the SIM which has the mobile number. Every information they take it and they input into the personal information module. After some time, my SIM after once my SIM got gets activated, okay, and if I use the mobile, depending upon my usage, the application called as a billing application calculates that some X amount of dollars you need to pay. Clear? But
Yeah.
this has to be sent to your email address. There should be an SMS alert that should come to you. And hard copy has to be delivered to your residential address. How it is all possible? It needs to have this information. But where is the information about your email ID, your mobile number, your residential address present? It is present within another application called as in personal information. Now billing module need to talk or communicate to the personal information module. Clear?
Yeah.
So in those scenarios, we use the messaging.
Okay.
Am I clear to everyone?
Yeah, sure.
Anyone? Any more questions? Sajat, you're clear? Okay. Silence, I'll assume it's clear. So if you see in a domain mode,
It's okay. Sorry,
yes, Sajat.
it's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's okay.
okay. Excellent. So if you see here, okay, whenever I'm trying to operate my JBoss application server in a domain mode, the information about all of these are available in one file called as an domain.xml file. Clear? Whatever the profile you're trying to use, you might be using the full full hyphen HA, what are the profile you're using? The complete info related to that particular profile and its properties are available in the domain.xml file. You might use any one of the four profiles, or you might be using the combination of them, or you might be using all the profiles, but the information about the properties, but the information about the capabilities are present in one file called as an domain.xml file. Clear?
Yeah, so Shiva, you were saying one time that everything is available in one file, all configurations. So is it the file?
Yep. In a domain mode, this is a file.
Okay.
In a standalone mode, a little bit difference. For each and every profile, we have got an one XML file. For example, for case of a default profile, standalone.xml file. Okay, whenever you're trying to operate the JBoss application server in a default mode, standalone.xml. Full, it's standalone hyphen full.xml file. HA standalone hyphen h.xml file. Messaging plus clustering capability, if you want to have it, it's standalone hyphen full hyphen h.xml file. Clear?
Yeah.
Anyone? Any questions? Okay. Silence, I'll take it no. So this is another difference between the standalone mode and the domain mode. The last difference, if you see between the standalone mode and the domain mode, is in standalone mode, all the information related to your profile, okay, the class path related library files, you can have it mark my words, you can have it in the lib folder. But in the domain mode, it's not like that. You have to use the modules folder. Clear? In a domain mode, you have to use the modules folder. But in a standalone mode, you can use either the lib or the modules folder. Although the lib folder, we never and ever use it, because whenever you are trying to operate the JBoss application server, even though the lib is given you in the standalone mode, but industry best practices doesn't allow to use the lib folder. Clear?
Yeah.
Anyone? Any questions still here?
So Shiva, is there any particular reason why they don't allow this lib?
The reason is that if you see the lib folder, okay, lib folder is given to you where you copy your jar files, class path related jar files. But if you're trying to have 10 classes, okay, that belongs to the 10 different requirements, but when you keep it into the lib folder, what will happen? All the 10 jar files will be loaded. Either you need it or you don't need it now, it will be loaded. Correct or not?
Okay.
Can you customize that, saying that, Shiva, no, I want only one jar file to be loaded. I want only 2 jar files to be loaded. You can't customize that if you're having a lib folder. But with the help of the modules folder, that customization is possible. Whatever the entries you're trying to keep it in the modules folder, depending upon how you're trying to refer in the corresponding standalone.xml or standalone-full-ha or standalone-ha, depending upon whether you're trying to refer them in the standalone.xml or the domain.xml or the corresponding configuration files, then only it will be loaded. Otherwise, it will not be loaded. Clear?
So Shiva, where will like here we are keeping the things in modules. Then if we are not using lib folder, then where we are keeping that jar or war file?
In the modules folder.
In standalone, I'm saying.
In a standalone, also the modules. That's the reason I said lib / modules.
Okay.
Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So since everyone is silent, I'll assume it's clear. Since it's clear, I got one question. Imagine that I'm working for a British Telecom, or let's say I'm working for a Rogers, or let's say I'm working for a Verizon. I'm trying to set up a dev environment. Okay. Tell me which is the mode you'll be preferring, standalone or the domain, and what is the profile you would be preferring? Default or full or HA or full-HA? Which one?
Full-HA.
Why?
Like because we'll be using messaging and we need fault tolerance, so we'll use HA.
How about others? Kranti, Digesh, Sajat.
Yeah, it's for me, it's the same. We need HA, and we will be using full because we need to pass messages between different. We need to share information between different apps. They need different apps.
Okay.
To be hosted.
How about Digesh and Kranti?
Thinking of same full HA only.
Out of this group, how many of them are the Asians? Kranti, I'm sure you're from India. Ombir, I'm sure you're from India.
Yeah.
The reason
Sajjad is also from Pakistan, Asia.
yeah, Pakistan also just stays adjacent to India. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all friends. So we all belong to the same Asian community. The reason why I ask this question is that, okay, I'm not sure why you all been 2 years, but for the first time when I completed my BTech, okay, I had a very big passion to go to US. Very big passion, believe it or not, or either do my MBA from IM. So unfortunately, I was very excited when I completed my engineering, and I got around 98 or 96 percentile in my CAT. So I was obviously not getting calls from the IMs because at that time it was 99.99 percentile. and to my bad, it was around 98 percentile I got it. So they didn't allow me, and I didn't allow I didn't ask my dad to opt for any other BTech colleges. So after that, I thought, okay, let's go to US. So when I thought I'll go to US, okay, there was some discussions happen internally in my family because already my brother was in US at that time. So my brother asked me a question, why do you want to come to US? I was thinking for 5 minutes. I didn't know what's the answer. I said, okay, I need some time to give you the complete Gyan session. After that, I never called him up for this purpose. So after that, anyway, after I got the job, I was traveling. That's a different story. But yeah, I didn't have an answer to this question. You guys might be thinking, perfectly fine, Shiva, but why you're giving that Gyan to us now? That too at free of cost. Okay, the reason why is that, okay, when there's something which I always observe, or which I also do the same thing. Frankly speaking, I also do the same thing whenever I'm there in the crowd. One person giving the answer, we follow the same trend. Okay, but that answer is completely incorrect. Why? What was my question? I'm working for a Verizon or a Rogers or a British Telecom network. I'm trying to set a dev environment for them. Tell me which profile you want me to use. Either I operate this in the standalone or the domain mode. Every one of us said full hyphen HA. Why do
Default.
Yes. Okay. Why do I need a clustering capability? First of all, it's a dev environment. Bloody hell, if it goes down, also it's a zero thing for me. Second thing, I said it's a telecom client, but did I said that I'll be using the messaging? I never told that I'll be using the messaging.
Yeah, that's I missed.
Actually, I
for
missed
that.
this dev thing.
Yeah. That's what I missed. But for telecom, I guess they share
Why?
a lot of data between different applications.
Who told? I'm working for let's say I'm working for a Verizon, okay, which gives the information of people who are logging into my company. I'm let's say whoever is swiping that information, I'll keep it. For that, do you need a messaging? To which again
I
it will.
guessed from your example actually when you were explaining about this messaging. So you were giving that telephone information example. So I
Yeah.
just guessed from that.
No, that thing I said. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for like if I'm with Bell, right, and I'm only getting telephony services from them, right,
Okay.
and they want to offer me a bundle that includes telephony plus TV plus maybe internet.
Hmm.
So my data, the other team within Bell, they can use, and even they should be. I mean, they cannot ask. There should be some messaging going on between different apps or between different services and stuff like that.
That is possible, provided
Yeah.
if Bell people are giving you that service. But did I told that my app is meant? Let's say I'm working for a Bell. Did I say that my app would
No,
be
it's
doing the
I mean,
messaging?
telecom. It's I gave the example for Bell, but
Now that's the reason why I asked this question. Is that it's a little bit confusing. Okay, the moment we say telecom, obviously that mindset will come to us. Okay, something related to the messages. The moment I'm saying I'm working for a banking customer, the high availability automatically comes into your mind. That's human tendency. Frankly speaking, when I was there starting my career, the same hurdle I had now. Whatever you had, I had that. Okay, so it's very obvious. The reason why I gave that example is that, or why I was asking this question is that when we get a requirement to do the installation, if someone is asking, okay, do the installation, ask him what is the profile you want and what is the purpose of this installation. If let's say some customers don't know the JBoss, it's not mandated that every customer knows about our JBoss. He might not know the JBoss. So we have to educate him saying that perfectly fine, sir, whatever you said is correct. But unnecessarily you're wasting your resources. Rather than going with a HA profile, go with a default profile. Your application is not a mission critical one. Even it goes down, it's no problem. Why you want to unnecessarily waste your resources? Go with a default profile. Clear?
yes.
Yeah.
Kranti, Digesh, Ombir, Sajad, am I clear? Anyone, any questions?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, or clear?
Clear.
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 Okay, excellent. So that's what is meant by the standalone mode and in the domain mode. Okay, and also as I said, okay, except this difference, every other thing between the standalone mode and the domain mode is same. Except these differences, every other thing is same between the standalone mode and the domain mode. And I'm really sorry, I missed out one another difference. Okay, in a domain mode, you get a data folder by default. Clear? One second, I'll show you. Just one second.
R-double-O-T, Shiva. That's right.
Ah, okay. So if you see here, there's another difference between the standalone mode and the domain mode. The difference is that, okay, we get a servers folder and the data folder extra in a standalone mode when compared to the, in a domain mode when compared to the standalone folder. Clear? In a standalone mode, we'll have only the 4 folders, but in a domain mode, we'll have couple of more folders, okay, called as a data folder and the servers folder. What is the data folder, okay, or what is the servers folder? I'll talk a little bit later. Okay, data folder, as the name itself says, it's a folder containing the data of whatever the configurations or the applications you have targeted to that particular server. Clear?
Yeah.
Can you say me why the hell this idiot has given me the servers folder in the domain and not in the standalone mode?
Standalone, I think only one server can be installed.
Can be little bit tuning
Installed.
on to that word.
Can be configured or installed.
Is possible in a domain, in a standalone mode. Only one server is possible. Let's say that if I'm having only one student in the session, I'll not say hi all, hi all, hi all. Okay, let's say I have only Kranti in my training. Then I say, hey Kranti, are you clear? But I'll not say hi all, are you clear about whatever we discussed? I'll only say hi Kranti, are you clear? So by only Krant is there in the batch. Only one student is there in the batch. That's the reason. But in a domain mode, we'll have multiple servers depending upon the horizontal scaling we opted for. So for each and every server, there'll be a separate folder. That's the reason they have given us a folder called as in servers folder. Clear?
Yeah.
Anyone? Any more questions? Okay, silence. I'll assume no questions from anyone. Okay, so if you're not having any questions, I just got only 8 more minutes to break. Okay, so I'll not start any new topic now. I'll start it day after tomorrow. Kindly be available. Kranti, there's one pending item from my side for you. I'll deliver it to you either today because I'm there in office from past 24 hours. Today also I stepped it at around 4 a.m. in the morning. Only for this session I woke up. Again, I have to rush to the office. Okay. So I'll give it to you if possible today. Otherwise, tomorrow, end of the day, you'll definitely have it in your inbox. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. So other than that, anyone, any more questions?
Yeah. So Shiva, like here, if we have different servers suppose when we do vertical scaling, so where we save those things, JVM's information different?
It will also be there in the standalone home logs folder. Okay, but nothing called as
Okay,
in servers folder. I'll explain you why is that is coming in this domain, why is it not
okay,
coming in the standalone one. Once I do the lab, you'll be clear with that. Okay,
okay.
give me some time for that.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
yep. So other than that,